God is saying to you today, you deserve to be happy. Life isn't always about work, errands, getting things done, setting long-term goals, making other people happy, etc. Your life is about you, about what matters to you. So listen to yourself. Take time on yourself to improve and understand the difference between what you need and what you want. That should be your main priority. Taking care of the little things and chasing the moments that take your breath away. So maybe you should let someone love you. Maybe you should let someone in. Maybe you should let someone look after you for once, to text you in the middle of the night to make sure you're okay. Someone to call you throughout the day just to remind you of how much they love you. Life is hard, but you, my dear, are made of the softest things, and you deserve a pair of gentle hands to lift your head above the waters so you could inhale and learn to breathe on your own again. Like this video if you have a belief in God. God says, life does not always go in a straight line. Things get messy and tangled, and our paths twist and turn in many directions. The right things happen at the wrong time, and opportunities get passed by. Some things happen that we just cannot understand in the moment, no matter how badly we want an answer. And some things that we wish would happen just never do. Life can be a little messy, but that does not mean that it cannot be wonderful too. Because even in the messiness, even in the mistakes and missed chances, even in the midst of not knowing what to do or where to turn, there are still so many beautiful moments. There is still love and joy and light. There is still laughter and kindness. So maybe life is messy, but maybe it does not need to be anything else. Maybe it is in all of the messiness that we can see all of the things that matter most of all. Type 11. O1 to claim it. God says tonight, and maybe one day, it will all make sense. And maybe one day you will finally understand why things had to happen the way they did. But until that day, find contentment with this day, with knowing that you have today and however many more todays you're blessed with. There will always be days and times and possibly even years of your life that you'll never figure out. Moments in life that will always have a question mark hovering over the memories. However, you will not always get closure to every single situation. You won't always get the answers, especially if those answers are lying in someone else's hands. And it's hard, but my God, it's liberating when you finally fold the memories away, tuck them deep inside of you, and move on with your life. You won't always be able to receive the closure you deserve, but you can decide to be okay with not having it. You have that power. You can decide to move forward without it. Type 1007 to affirm this to yourself. Angels says, one of the most important things in life is to be at peace with yourself. Forgive yourself. Let go of the grudges you hold against your being. Accept that that was a time, and this is a time. There has been a lot of growing since then. Don't hold yourself against yourself, because the moment you do, it becomes difficult for your heart to embrace happiness. It becomes difficult for you to accept any goodness that does come your way. You learn, mature, develop over time and through experiences. You never expect a child to be as knowledgeable as an adult, and therefore, you should never expect that the younger version of yourself should have been as knowledgeable as you are now. Make peace with yourself internally before you try and settle externally. If you're not happy within yourself, you will struggle to find happiness around you, no matter where you are placed. Type, I am ready to shine to affirm. God says, the best kind of people are like sunshine. They are warm and brighten your soul with their light. They love unconditionally. They are soft and gentle with your heart and soul. They make you smile with just their presence. They know when something is not right without you having to say anything at all. They are accountable and take responsibility for their actions. They respect other humans. They are kind. They let you be yourself and accept you as you are. They forgive others instead of seek revenge. They are patient with your struggles. They are there for you no matter the situation. They make you feel safe, loved, and understood. Type 555 if you trust God. God says today, want you to be different than yourself now, but not the same as everyone else you see. Tell yourself to be better, but not because you want to be better than someone else. Mold into your own shape, but not in the same mold everyone else uses to grow. Aim in the direction that your path follows, but not what your friends follow. Allow yourself to have setbacks, but do not be scared of what set you back in the first place. See the same goal that I have today, but not in the same spot that I am looking at it from now. I want to recognize you, but not feel as if I am looking in a mirror once again. I know you will be humble, but not crumble under the pressure that your past self has put on you. You will thrive at your own pace as a winner of your own race, but not win to gain glory or fame. I will see you, but not physically or in present time. In that time you will exceed what I have dreamed for years, but do not forget me because I am where you started and the voice of encouragement in your ears. Type, I believe in myself, to affirm. God says, don't let your kindness be a debt on your heart by expecting that people will be to you how you were to them. Do good without expectations. Do good because it is right. Do good because that is how you would treat yourself. Do not attach with good an expectation of receiving, of wanting, of returning. That is an unnecessary burden on your heart. It is an unnecessary attachment to your soul. You must accept that not everyone has a heart like yours. For some, kindness is foreign because it is about giving, not taking. The good you do will come to you, but do not seek it in expectations from the people that you have been good to. Remind your heart that kindness and goodness is right, and live freely. By that you will see the goodness you did come back to you in a beautiful way. Subscribe our channel if you love God. God says, this is your life. You're allowed to change your mind, to change your heart. You're allowed to be a different person, to wake up one day and not want to do the things you've been doing all your life. You're allowed to love who you want, to move on from the people who are not good to you, to let go of anyone without any kind of explanation, without any kind of regret. You're allowed to make mistakes, to learn from them, or not to learn from them and experience everything all over again. You're allowed to forget your past if you want to, or to stay in it, but you must also understand that this is not how you will grow. You're allowed to change careers, to dress differently, to chase different dreams, to change locations, even if at first you're terrified to do so. You're allowed to dislike yourself, but also allowed to change those same parts you don't see eye to eye with. To work on them until you're completely comfortable with who you are. This is your life. Make it count. Make your own validation, your own path, your own way of life. You are enough, and you are not broken. You're a lot stronger than you want to believe. Now breath. Type yes if you feel this. God is saying to you today, when there is no way out, there is still always a way through. So don't turn away from the pain. Face it. Feel it fully. Feel it. Don't think about it. Express it if necessary, but don't create a script in your mind around it. Give all your attention to the feeling, not to the person, event, or situation that seems to have caused it. Don't let the mind use the pain to create a victim identity for yourself out of it. Feeling sorry for yourself and telling others your story will keep you stuck in suffering. Since it is impossible to get away from the feeling, the only possibility of change is to move into it. Otherwise, nothing will shift. So give your complete attention to what you feel and refrain from mentally labeling it. As you go into the feeling, be intensely alert. At first, it may seem like a dark and terrifying place, and when the urge to turn away from it comes, observe it, but don't act on it. Keep putting your attention on the pain, keep feeling the grief, the fear, the dread, the lonely whatever it is. God message today's, most arguments seem to have less to do with solving a problem than with trying to be right. I don't like being right, because if I'm right, someone else is wrong. If I win, someone else loses. And when there is a person who is right and a person who is wrong, when there is a winner and a loser, the relationship, whether it's a personal or professional or community relationship, suffers. When we let go of knowing, of believing, of being right, we disarm the source of our suffering. Next time you insist that you know something, that what you believe is right, that you are right, consider this question. What can you do with being right? Can you eat it? Can you have sex with it? Does the bank recognize it as legal tender? If not, then what is it? What is being right? And who is it that's right? God says tonight, it is okay if you need more time to think, more time to move on, more time to cry. It's okay if you've been feeling a little blue for longer than usual. It's okay if you still feel a little lost. It's okay if you're still trying to figure things out after all these years. People deal with things at their own pace. Therefore, you shouldn't feel too bad if you feel as if you're still in the same situation from last month, from last year. We all grown differently. We all learn and follow our own paths as we should. Don't let anyone make you feel any different for going through the trails you're meant to go through. You're doing the best you can. Angel says, no one knows what you really need and what's best for you. No one knows what's happening to you on the inside. No one knows everything you've been through. No one but you can access your subconscious mind to see why you have these feelings or why you do the things. No one but you can untie the knots of your heart. No one can heal you better than you can heal yourself. You don't have to look up or out for solutions. You only have to look inward. Everything ends with you, just as everything starts with you. You're your own best medicine that will make your pain go away. Type, I believe in myself to affirm. Today's God message for you, the kindest people are not born that way. They are made. They are the souls that have experienced so much at the hands of life. They are the ones who have dug themselves out of the dark, who have fought to turn every loss into a lesson. The kindest people do not just exist. They choose to soften where circumstance has tried to harden them. They choose to believe in goodness because they have seen firsthand why compassion is so necessary. They have seen firsthand why tenderness is so important in this world. Universe says, be thankful for all that did not work out in your life. When you felt like you lost a human soul, when you gripped at its being, when you wished for it to stay, you gained space. And within that space you understood that the person you so deeply longed for did not meet your heart on its own level, did not try the way you tried, did not ache the way you ached. When you felt like you missed an opportunity, a pathway, a finish line on your journey, clarity bloomed within you, and you learned how to give yourself permission to change. You learned how to give yourself permission to make mistakes and overcome them, permission to take a different path, to dream a different dream. See, at the end of the day, all that you have lost is all that you have gained. The universe does not leave you empty. It always balances the scales within you. For all that it takes, it gives. For all that it destroys, it creates. Reassess all that you think is damaged and defeated within you. Every breakdown was just a step forward into your becoming. Type, I'm optimistic, if you're ready. God says, trust me when I say when it is right, everything that you love ruthlessly will love you back with the same conviction. Trust me when I say when it is right, the things you reach for in life, the things you deeply hope for, they will reach back. And I promise you, when that happens, you will understand that all of the things you ached for that did not work out, all of the hearts that failed to appreciate the home you made for them inside of yourself, they were not the things that broke you or ruined you or made you less worthy. No, instead, you will see that they built you. They taught you about yourself. They led you to the person you were born to be, and they guided you to the person you were meant to be with. They shaped you. They challenged you. They grew you. Type, I'm abundant to claim. God says, build a life that makes you smile in the simplest moments. Even if that kind of life doesn't look splashy on Instagram, make choices that make you feel lighter, even if those choices don't reflect what society has told you that you should do. Befriend people you respect, who inspire you, even if it means starting over. Interpret your life through the lens of positivity and optimism, even in a world that feels harsh. Orient yourself in the direction of joy every single day. Focus on what's working in your life. Give more space to, it's all working out for me to be true for you. Hope is not dangerous. It's essential. Be your own support system. Make your mind into a beautiful garden where you can choose the most beautiful thought at any given time. No one deserves a life they love more than you. But you do need to create it, build it, curate it. You do need to trust yourself. You do need to let go of how you think it should be and find out who you are, what your opinion is, what matters most to you. Know yourself. Choose yourself. Love yourself. Let your life bloom. Type, I embody love to affirm. Universe message today. If you have lost someone that was once a beautiful part of your life, remind yourself that energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transformed. That is a scientific law. Everything in this world exists within a cycle. Our bodies, the nature around us, the stars, the whole entire universe. Everything is constantly going through phases of life and death, and if we think of that law, we can appreciate those periods of evolution, those periods of death, and reframe them as periods of transformation. The energy that exists within that person, the love you shared, the hope you felt, it is never gone. It exists out in the world somewhere, waiting to be rediscovered. When you are mourning the loss of a human being, when the grief feels heavy, and you wish that they could be experiencing certain things by your side, that you could just share one more moment with them, that you could make just one more memory, remind yourself of that law. They may not be in your life in the way you remember them, but their energy and their love and their heart still exists in this world. They are all around you. They are always with you. Because the truth is, we never really lose the people we lose. They are knotted within sunsets and carried in the rain. They are the fragments of light that reach you on your hardest days. They are in the laughter of your best friend, in the music that makes your bones ache. No, we never really lose the human beings we lose. Their love, their beauty, that energy doesn't just disappear. It finds new ways to reach you. It finds new ways to connect. Pay attention. Type, I embrace my power to affirm. This weird and beautiful thing happens as you get older. You stop caring about people who would usually get under your skin, and you start to focus more on your own life and the things that make you genuinely happy. You stop being fixated on other people's achievements and find yourself thinking about your own goals and your own future. Maybe it's because you begin to realize that no one else but you can get you where you want to be. Everything just kind of starts to make sense. Everything aligns. Final. Type yes if you're ready. And share this video with 3 people who trust God. God messages. Give yourself grace. Extend mercy where you messed up. Cover yourself in love, knowing that you are not perfect and will never be expected to be. No one gets it right all the time. Sometimes we act out of emotion, make the wrong choice, or make matters worse whenever we are desperately trying to fix them. You are not alone in that space of regret, but it doesn't mean you belong in that space. It's time to put the baggage of those mistakes and decisions down. Time has passed, and you need that weight on your shoulders to go with it. You are worthy, wonderful, and undoubtedly wiser despite what you weathered. You are forgiven. You are free. Comment: Jesus is Lord. If you are trying to forget someone who was once a beautiful your life, the answer is part of you don't. You don't try to sanitize your experience. You don't try to cut the pain from the bone. You don't downplay it. You don't try to sweep it under the rug or hide it away. Letting go of someone you thought would be in your life forever is difficult. Sometimes circumstance gets in the way. Sometimes, no matter how much love is there, you have to lay it down. You have to walk away. You have to accept that sometimes you get too big for it, or you want different things, or you cannot pour yourself out for it any longer, and that is okay. But if you manage to find someone who cared for you, who saw you, who heard all of the horrible and haunt-ed things you did in your life, and still loved, still thought it all shone like gold that is special, you harder. Shouldn't forget that. You should be thankful for it. Be thankful that you got to feel that way about someone. Be thankful for all of the mornings and all of the nights you got to wrap your limbs within theirs. Be thankful for the way they cracked your ear to support our channel. Please subscribe our channel and turn on bell notification.